And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of New Earth TV Live. Good to be with all of you again today. So, we're going to be going into announcements here just momentarily, but I'm going to be bringing in Adronis as he's going to be sharing a transmission of his own will. Whatever he feels he wants to discuss, he'll be discussing. Then we'll be getting into some Q&A, and then we'll be getting into some distance healing. So we're probably going to go about an hour and 15 minutes here today. That's the goal anyways, for today's broadcast. And again, for those of you who want to leave questions in the chat, if you do want to leave the super chat donation, then that will bring your question ahead in priority sequence. And again, the same goes for distance healing once we get around to that. So I'll probably be working with about 3 or 4 people for distance healing when we get to that segment. And then we'll end with a group healing today as well too. All right, so getting into our announcements. The promo code FALL25 off, I've actually extended it for another day. So you can still use the FALL25 off promo code for etherics.co for 25% off your order regarding in-house products. And so that is good until end of day tomorrow. And same thing goes with the POD30, which is for the print-on-demand products, such as the Prana bed kit, such as the Taurus bed kit, such as a lot of the clothing and accessories. A lot of that is print on demand through our third-party suppliers. So this again is good until September 30th, end of day, POD 30. And again, go to the website, etherics.co. You can also check out our YouTube at youtube.com/@ethericsstore. And of course, you can also check out our social media at Facebook and on Instagram. And private sessions, distance healing sessions, and 3-question private email sessions are available. You can interact with Adronis through the private sessions and through the 3 questions by email. And you can receive up to 3 healing areas that can be worked on through our distance healing session, which is also available right now. So I'm getting quite a few bookings, but it's good to book now if you want to basically get some bookings in for October. And again, the website is newearthteachings.com. And finally, everything that is on our YouTube channel here is backed up onto Odyssey. New Earth Teachings backup channel is odyssey.com/@newearthteachings. So you can go ahead and check that out in the video description if you like. And again, as I've talked about, Janine will be coming on here on October 6th for a special interview once again. It's my 5th interview with her, so I'm really looking forward to it. So she's going to come through. She's going to give readings to people as well too. So that'll be happening at 11 a.m. on October 6th, which is a Friday. So on that week, New Earth TV Live will be moving on the Sunday on that particular week. So I'll keep you guys all updated as we get closer to that time. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So hello, everybody. Welcome. Good to see you all here. So I'm seeing that there's some questions already coming in, so we're going to get to some questions here very shortly. I'm just going to go ahead and bring Adronis in first, and he's just going to give a short transmission, and then we'll get right into Q&A, and your questions can either be directed towards myself, or it can be directed towards Adronis, whichever you feel is good. All right, so take a sip of water first. Okay, and we'll go ahead and we'll bring Adronis in and see what he wants to share today, and we'll get things going. Here we go. Again, just making sure you get nice and comfortable before bringing in the transmission. Okay, here we go. Terra Soul Star Adronis we are here at this time, and we bid you greetings, and thank you very much for the opportunity of this interaction today. I am Adronis of Sirius, sending love, appreciation, and gratitude to all who are tuning in to this broadcast through your internet collective consciousness. We ask all of you at this time to simply allow yourselves to get comfortable, get relaxed, and tune in to the vibrations of Sirius, so that you may synchronize, harmonize, and align to all the information that we have to share. Also understand that all that we shall provide today is simply that of our perspective, our point of view. For all knowledge, all information, all creation itself resides within your very hearts, beings, and souls. We want to speak to you today, briefly, as it relates to the nature of the union of the higher and the lower. Now, what enables you to see life in all of its splendor? Seeing life in its totality itself is when you are working to merge the lower self together with the higher self. Therefore, it's not seeing this division anymore, where you see the nature of a physical self and then you understand the premise of a higher self. But what often comes through the nature of that particular perception is a duality. A feeling, well, the lower self is who and what I am, then I guess I'm not really going to be able to touch that particular level, representing the higher self. The higher self must be outside of me. It must represent another being altogether. And this would not be correct. The higher self is very much a part of you, just as everything else is. And so how does one start to move into the union between the lower and the higher? Well, this all comes down to the idea of the shedding away of illusion. This all comes down to the idea of the dedication, of the true wholesome desire to connect with what you know as the totality of your whole being. You will often refer to it as the higher self, or you could refer to it as the greater self, or you could refer to it as the soul. It really does not matter what you term it. Really what it represents is, again, seeing yourself in your center. As we have talked about quite commonly, reminding you to come into your center as often as you feel you can. We understand that yes, there will be challenges throughout your life, that you will have your work, that you will work towards your finances, that you will look after family, that you will look after friends, that you're still trying to figure everything out pertaining the way of the world. But again, if these take up so much of your time, when is there an opportunity for you to come into your center? You see, there's nothing wrong with performing the errands of life. But when those errands of life take you over, this is again where you feel that you are completely skewed out of life. Life now becomes the nature of survival. It no longer becomes livingness. And to truly experience the pure joy, the pure excitement, the pure nature of life itself is to live as much as possible right here. And the more that you're living here as much as possible, everything comes to you. Everything is drawn to you. Everything magnetically envelops itself directly into you. And as you do this more and more, you will discover that all of those old things that you were once so concerned about will just naturally start to fade away. Because you are here, you are in the center. It is very much like what we have termed about working with the nature of non-reaction. So, just sitting here in the center and just being here in the center is what's going to help to wash away all of the challenges, all of the conflicts, all of the tendencies, all of the reactions that you hold within yourself. As that continues, you will notice that the higher and the lower merge together. They envelop within one another and they meet at the center point. Because as long as you stray from the center point, you will see a higher and a lower. You will see a forward and a backward. You will see a left and a right. You will see everything pertaining to the nature of partitioning. You will see everything pertaining to a duality. You will see everything that you feel represents illusion, segregation, and separation for as long as you stray away from the center. As long as you stray away from the center, that is where trouble itself arises. That is where everything can be problematic, because you're not coming into your source to realize that everything is already perfect. That the center brings you back into harmony. It brings you into your true nature. And your true nature is to be omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient. It is to be the living God. It is to be the center of yourself, to where you see everything interconnect. Well, Adronis, we may have heard you say these things many times, but it's just a matter of us being able to do it, and maybe I just don't have the time. And again, that is why you struggle. You struggle because this becomes your last effort. This becomes your last resort. This becomes the bottom of your list of things to accomplish. And that, again, is the problem. As long as you feel that you're trying to resolve everything by being off-center, you are always going to bring things out of balance. Does not matter what it is that you perform. Does not matter if it is your work. Does not matter if it is your financial management. Does not matter if it's working with your family, working with your friends, or anything else of that nature. As long as you are off-center, problems will follow. Because you are, again, segregating yourself pertaining to the partitioning of surviving rather than living. To truly live is to be the center. That is livingness. Survivalness relates to being off-center, skewing yourself off of the center point, and going into life and feeling, oh, I'll just handle all these things, I'll just take action, I'll just do. And if that's all you're doing, this is where you're going to experience a great deal of heavy weight upon yourself, because you're not letting yourself come into the sanctity and harmony of your center, to where the higher and the lower are converged, are enveloped together as one. Because everything is one in the center. There is no polarity in the center. There is no duality in the center. There is no segregation. There is no separation within the center. The center is what is where all things come from and return to. That is simply how everything is. That is nature that we are talking about, and it cannot exist any other way. It is a fact to which we are telling you here, that to be in your center is to be in the true nature of livingness, of omniscience, of omnipotence, of omnipresence. It can only happen here. It can't happen when you're over here, 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 when you're over here. Cannot be done. You will only look at things through a limited vantage point, and you will not see who and what you are. You will not see what life is. You will not see the grandness of all creation by being here. It's not going to happen. So our reminder to you is to let yourself just be in the center. Let the higher and the lower converge together. Let them be married in the union of the center, where you now see yourself through your own example of being in the center to see exactly how grand, how divine, how perfect you truly are. We thank you for the opportunity of this interaction. We will now return to the conduit and begin your question and answer segment. Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you, Adronis, for a great conversation there. Great transmission. All right. So we will go ahead now and move forward into any questions that you guys have. So again, welcome everybody. Good to see you all here. All right, so we got a couple of donations, so thank you again, guys, for that. So we're going to start off with the first donation request here from Elizabeth. Elizabeth says, and Elizabeth, thank you for that. I went ahead and did a distance healing on your partner last night. Okay, and Elizabeth is following up here with a question. Some say not to follow the white trick when we pass over. It's a trick. So who is it that really says that? Did a person go right into the white light and then come right back out of it and then just pop into a body and say, guys, don't go there because I was dead and I came back to life, I resurrected myself, and don't go into the white light? Do you see again how this all becomes hearsay? Do you see again how this all becomes innuendo, right? It's again things from the grapevine, things that people do not understand. And they try to label it in a certain way. Guys, don't go in the white light because I heard from somebody, don't go in it. Well, how would they know? Are they going to be coming out of the white light? When you go into the white light, the true, authentic white light, first of all, you feel it within every facet of your being. That's not something that you can duplicate. Guys, you cannot duplicate spirit. Okay? When you go into the true white light, the white light takes you. And it is something that you feel in every facet of yourself to know that this is who and what I truly am. There's no denial of that. When you don't go into the true white light, what happens is that you stay in a state of separation. You're basically wandering from place to place, right? I've heard all about that through a lot of Art Bell's specials over the years as well too, where he'd be screaming at people, guys, don't go into the white light, it's a trap, it's a trap, it's a trap, right? But I'm really like, okay, well, who is it that told you that the white light is a trap? Did they just die from their body, go up into heaven and say, no, don't go in there, it's a trap? This is why I say, guys, it's pretty much BS, right? I know a lot of people talk about soul traps. And they talk about the idea that everything that's on the moon is a soul trap and it'll suck your soul. Guys, that's nothing but a bunch of nonsense. Okay? I've been out of body quite a few times. Not once since I've been out of body was I ever being sucked into a soul trap. Okay? This all really comes down into the stigma of how one sees themselves. Okay? When you are living a life that is nothing but pain and suffering and manipulation, and you leave that life in that particular accord, you are going to start bringing more and more facets of opportunities that are going to be aligned in that way. So, yes, Elizabeth, what you're talking about here is nothing new, okay? People have been debating this for a couple of decades now, especially when Art Bell would go on and he would just tell everybody, don't go into the light, don't go into the white light, it's a trap. And no offense, but that's complete garbage, okay? How do I know this to be true? Because what Brianne and I, my girlfriend and I, will do is we will go to certain places. Sometimes we even do it out of our own home. And we will actually open up gateways for those who are discarnated. And what I will do is I will call in a pillar of white light. And I will ask all of those discarnates that are present within our space just to let everything go, come into your center, and when you are ready, walk into the light. And I can feel these entities just starting to walk right into the light. And all we hear is, thank you so much, thank you for doing this, I can go home now. And it is done. And I have done this many, many times. I'm teaching Brianne how to do this as well too. She's already done it several times herself. And we feel such a beautiful elation. We feel such a beautiful love coming from that white divine light, that warm, white divine light. And every single one of those entities that go into that white light was never in despair. They were never feeling like they were being trapped somewhere. They were able to go home to God. I have the natural ability to bring in that white light. And there's some other people on this planet as well too, who also have the ability to bring down the pure white light and start cleaning out cemeteries, which I've done. Even part of working with Stonehenge involves something of this nature, right? Cleaning it out, which was done, okay? With all due respect to anybody who really asks that question, you really don't even know what you're asking, okay? If you do not know what the white light is, why would you tell people not to go in it? With all due respect to Art Bell, because I've listened to some of his episodes where he's talking about that and saying, Art, you don't even know what the white light is. Have you felt it? Have you stepped into the white light? Because I certainly have. Right? Have you helped other entities go across? Helping them to return back home? Because I certainly have. So again, guys, you need to be a little bit more discerning. in regards to what you're receiving. Is it possible that some people can bait and trap you? It all depends on your alignment. Are you gullible? Are you manipulated? Right? Are people easily able to control you? Do people take advantage of you so much? And if that's basically becoming your entirety of life, and then the time comes when you leave your body, you are going to bring about more of that. Okay? So like I said, when you are completely in your heart space, when you're completely in the center, that's not something you ever need to concern about, right? This is only something that is a mirror reflection of additional worry that you may have. And this is exactly, guys, why I've created a video like the process to ending all suffering, because you react. And as long as I'm so absolutely sure that if I look at that white light, it's going to be a trap, well, then you're going to make it into something like that. You're going to make it into a mirage, right? You guys seem to not understand that your very fears that you carry that are so dominant within you are going to unfold as you understand life to be. It's like Adronis was just saying. There's survivalness rather than the ability to live. When you come into your center, you know exactly where all forms of deceptions are, and that's not something that concerns you. It just melts away. It floats away with the wind, right? So a lot of people throughout the years, so Elizabeth, you're not the first person to ask me this question. I've been asked this question about 20 or 30 times already, probably in the past couple of years, about, Brad, should we go into the light? Should we go into the light? Should we go into the light? Guys, have you experienced the white light for yourself? Have you attempted to call it down? Have you gone to a person who can actually call down the white light, and have you stepped in it? Because believe me, when you step into that white light, you can't be fooled. You cannot duplicate spirit. You cannot clone that light. That's not possible, right? And again, when a person is feeling that they're being deceived, they're being manipulated, they feel very gullible, they feel very naive, and they leave that body and they feel like they're just so scared of the light, well, then they're going to invent something like that. They don't know how to feel, they don't know how to touch, they don't know how to sense, and there will be some sort of doppelganger coming together there. That's only just going to lead to more and more confusion, more and more manipulation, because that is the vibration that the person is set into. And that's why such things happen. Okay? But for me, working together with the pure divine light, it's not something that you could ever be clueless about. Right? You feel it within your very being. You can't describe it. You just know that that white light is yourself, and that white light returns you back into God. Particularly when you leave this body behind, you go off and you therefore receive the white light right there. What I've often said, if people are too scared about that, then just stay where you are and call your angels in. Just stay where you are and call in your angels, right? And what I would suggest is that you're taking time, even when you leave the body, because this is going to happen to all of us at some point, is that you work to staying in your center. And you remain in your center. This is why I'm trying to teach it to you guys right now, so you know what it's like to stay in the center. Once you stay in the center, you know exactly what is truth and what is not. What is fact, what is not. What is something that is real, that can benefit you, and what is not. Right? And the center is doing this. Exactly why Adronis came through with this conversation today. It's a great synchronicity. So, Elizabeth, that's the answer I have for you. Okay? If you are being tricked into a white light, it's because you have some particular form of ill-conceived perception about it. But if you look at the true, genuine white light, there's no question that that is you, that that is who you are, that that is your home, that that is the way to God. And that's what I can share about it. Okay? Thank you for your question. Okay, going to Thomas now. Thomas says, hi Brad, hi Adronis. Question for Adronis. I would like to know if it's safe airport x-ray for food and drink, and for us humans to, if it's not safe, how we can protect ourselves. Okay, so I guess what you're asking is just the airport security x-ray machine they have for food and drink. And I don't know what you mean by the food and drink part. If you mean taking food and drink, well, you wouldn't be able to take food and drink into those x-ray machines. So you basically you can't even bring food and drink even into the security gates. So I don't really know what that food and drink comment is about. For us humans, and if it's not safe, how can we protect ourselves? Thomas, with all due respect, you don't really need Adronis for this, okay? This is what I've already talked about through etherics. Okay? This is where you're working with personal safeguards. This is where you're working with environmental safeguards, right? You're putting personal safeguards on you, right? You can print out a little sticker set. You can put a little sticker here on your arm that has that printout of the personal safeguard, right? Pop that right there. And that's going to help you to completely neutralize any particular form of EMF and ELF, X-ray as well too, radiation, because it's specifically designed to do that, okay? Do we have a natural way about how this comes about? Not really. Nothing really that I could explain to you on a basic level, right? You would have to learn how to work with manipulating vibrational frequencies. And out of all the people I've met in the world, and I'm not saying this to boast or anything like that, I have not met anybody who's able to do that other than myself, right? This is exactly how I was able to go to Stonehenge and heal it, okay? Because I'm able to completely activate and deactivate vibrational frequencies at will. I've never met anybody else out of the tens of thousands of people I've met who can do that, okay? And I can teach it, but there's a lot of steps before that happens, okay? Now, usually what I will do is I will go into an airport. This is actually what happened when I was going to the United Kingdom as well, too. We were just about to leave for the United Kingdom, and of course they have those X-ray machines there. And what I did is I just invoked the source center vibration into all those machines, clearing out all of the hazardous horizontal negative green, or vertical negative green, I should say, or the hazardous vertical negative green that is contained in those machines when they're active. So what I did is I just neutralized them with the source center vibration. You just coat them with the source center vibration. Even when they're active, it immediately goes into a horizontal negative green vibration, which is beneficial, right? So that's all I did for every single one of those machines at the security gate that I stood for, right? And that's permanently etched into the machine. They can't take that out. So that's what I've done, right? And like I said, I'm the only person that I know of who can do this. So Thomas, no, there's not really a basic thing that you can do here. A lot of it involves working with yourself. Like I said, there's a multitude of different steps. You have to really start to clean yourself out. You have to clean out knots. You have to untie knots, right? This is why I've created these things through etherics. So what you can do, what the public can do, is they go onto etherics and you get the personal safeguards, okay? So again, if you're just printing out like a little sticker template, you can get them anywhere, right? Little stickers. You print them out on your printer. You have a picture of the personal safeguard there. You peel it off. You put it anywhere on your body. Okay? You can put it on your skin. You can put it on your shirt. You can put anything in that way. Anything that's basically interacting with your own energy field. Okay? If you have a little suitcase, you can pop it on the suitcase as well too. And that will also help you as well. It's good to put it on the body, I would suggest. But that is something that I would recommend. Okay? Just putting a personal safeguard in. Therefore, if you have to go through an X-ray machine at the airport, then you're going to be able to work through that particular sticker because it's designed to take out all radiation, all EMF, all ELF, any other particular forms of harsh radiation, any other particular forms of airborne pollutants, anything of that nature. It's basically neutralizing it from your body because it contains the source center vibration and because it contains the transcendental codes. That's the only thing I can suggest, right? Some people may visualize light coming together, and that can help to a certain degree, but you'd have to be very strongly visual, okay? And if you're visualizing light, then basically what you want to focus on is the gold spectrum, okay? So that's something, if, again, it's advanced, right? You have to kind of feel that light going inside of you, outside of you, throughout your entire energy field. And what some of you may decide to do is you may program that light. Like I said, I don't really recommend this for everybody because not everybody is strongly visual. I'm sure some of you here on the channel may be quite visual, and that's great. I'm glad you are, okay? But there's some who are not. So this is why I say it's not always the answer. But if you feel that you are very deeply visual and you go through one of those X-ray machines in the security airport, then what you can do is, if you do not have a personal safeguard, just completely visualize everything on every cell of your body, visualizing golden light. Golden light absorbing any X-ray, any radiation, any EMF, any ELF, anything in that nature, and just let the golden light absorb it, and then let the golden light fade. Okay? As it fades, it's taking all of that radiation and gunk with it. Okay? But you got to be very thorough in visualization, right? Head to toe. You got to see your cells. You got to see your cells getting completely cleansed. Whereas if you're using the personal safeguard, you don't have to worry about that, right? You don't need to do any kind of particular type of visualization, okay? But that can help, right? It can certainly help. I can't guarantee you'll be a 100% bill of health, but it can certainly help. I can guarantee that with the personal safeguards, but I don't know. It just depends how well you visualize, okay? So Thomas, like I said, we don't really need Adronis for this question because I've talked about it, okay? So that's what I can share in that sense. How do you protect yourself? Work with the safeguards, or if you're very highly visual, if you're very gifted with visualization, work with the golden light. Program it to clear away any radiation, any X-ray contamination that is going through your body. See it moving through your organs, see it moving through your glands, see it moving through your skeleton, see it moving through your cells, see it moving through the entire infrastructure of your body, and just radiate it, make it shine brightly. So it's absorbing all of that radiation, and then watch it slowly dissipate. As it slowly dissipates, it's taking all that radiation and gunk with it. Okay, that's something you can do if you're deeply visual. All right, thank you, Thomas, for your question. Okay, let me get my mouse here. All right, moving on to the next question here from Babito7. Babito7 says, Adronis, can you share information about the Pleiadians, who are most closely genetic related to us humans? Very good question, Babito7. Okay. So let's go ahead and bring Adronis in and he can talk about that. All right, here we go. We thank you very much, Babito7, for your question. If we can speak on what is termed as the Pleiadians to those who are deeply associated with you on a genetic level, while the ones that are associated with you look very much exactly like you. All right? They are ones that, again, are human, very much, almost similar to the idea of you on a genetic level, although some of them may have what you would know as 3 strands of DNA or higher. So again, many of these ones do refer to, shall we say, do come from certain areas of the Pleiades. We can basically give you 3 names of different stars to which you can look at these particular beings to whom we speak of. Number 1, the star in the Pleiades known as Electra. Number 2, the star in the Pleiades known as Maya. Number 3, the star in the Pleiades referred to as Pleione. All right? These are 3 particular stars that do contain human race of what you would know as the Pleiadians that do share very common genetics with you. Not exactly, not 100%, but very, very close in that way. In fact, if they were here, and if they were walking upon your planet, you would not be able to tell a difference. They look very similar to human beings altogether. You would maybe see them as very beautiful people in that way. Because where they reside, there is nothing in regards to illness. There is nothing in regards to obesity. There is nothing in regards to any particular forms of terminal cases of sickness to where they reside. You would basically see them as very beautiful people. All right? So looking at the Pleiadians from those 3 stars, Electra, Maya, Pleione, those are the ones that you can look at should you decide to. And again, this is where, as we stated, you're coming into the center. As you come into the center, should you decide to interconnect with those particular beings, they would be more than happy to communicate with you if they feel that you're in the alignment for communication to happen. You have to remember that communication is a 2-way street. Just because you want something doesn't mean the other party is going to respond to that. They will align to you, and they will see if it is appropriate to return your proverbial call, as it were. But to answer your question, those are the 3 stars that you can look at that do contain human life that is almost exactly similar to the human life here on Earth. All right? We thank you for your question. Okay. Thank you, Babito, for your question. All right, let's go down the list here some more. Okay, so Listen says, catastrophic event coming to U.S. bigger than 9/11. So I'm not really going to say anything about this. I'm going to let the tarot talk about it. Okay. So, and I've actually heard, Listen is not the only person who says this. There's a few other ones who are feeling that there's some big disastrous events that are coming relating to something maybe bigger than 9/11 in that way. So I'm just going to look at the tarot and just ask, in the times ahead, let's say between 2023 and 2024, is there looking to be a very large catastrophic event that could be larger than 9/11 coming between 2023 and 2024? I've already talked about it, but I'm just going to let the cards speak for themselves. Okay, so let's take a look at that. Okay, so I'm just going to give you guys a lowdown of this reading. This is very similar to how Janine does her readings as well too. She uses what's known as a Kachina knife reading. Okay, so this is basically representing the question, the ongoing changes that are taking place here throughout 2023, moving into 2024, because I think we would just have a good benchmark about if any of these particular years would have that. Like I said, I'm not focusing on a particular date, but it's just a span. Okay, so there's manifestations of energies moving forward, and we're seeing a lot more prosperity here, guys. We're not seeing fear. We're not seeing catastrophe on a worldwide level. Okay, as you're talking about with the U.S. Okay, but I don't want to just focus on the U.S. I want to talk about the entire planet. Okay, so from what I'm seeing here, this is the past. Okay, this is representing the greedy. This is representing the old regime. This is representing the dark cabal, whatever you want to call them. Right? This is representing the past. Okay, and this is also giving the impression that they're getting locked out, that they're getting access denies. Right? Like I said, it's like those big cosmic stamps that keep saying denied, 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 denied. Right? Present moment. No. This is humanity starting to take their power back. Okay? Near future. Now we have the Hierophant here. Some people will often refer to the Hierophant as a type of dark cult in that way. But what I'm basically seeing is that there's a change of the guard. There's a change coming together. There's going to be new authority that's going to be coming together. There will be a new type of systematic change that is going to be happening in the near future. These two cards would represent advisement cards. Good things are coming. Secrets are going to start being revealed because these two aspect each other. We're going to see some good, promising transformation taking place through things that have been kept secret and in the dark for quite some time. So listen. I'm not seeing anything in regards to a catastrophe coming between 2023 and 2024. Are there going to be some changes? Are there going to be some shakeups? Shakeups, yes. Turbulence, yes. Tremors, yes. Catastrophes, no. Okay? I'm not getting anything of that nature. Like I said, the biggest thing that I feel is about to come is government shutdown. Okay? Biggest thing that's going to come is, again, financial change, financial systems changing altogether, right? Leaders being exposed, politicians being exposed, people getting so incredibly outraged by how they behave. I mean, here I am in Canada. I mean, you just have to look into our own Canadian Prime Minister about how he behaves. And you're seeing the true transparency of who and what they are. You see that they're being handled. You're seeing that they have higher bosses, so to speak, that they're following. They're basically following higher goons. And those higher goons are being exposed as well too, right? So basically we're seeing this entire rat race on the verge of complete and total collapse. Yeah. Where it would be a calamity is for someone who's completely addicted to the old ways and completely addicted to the old systems. That would be a personal tragedy. That would be a personal catastrophe for that person because that person is not welcoming in change. They want everything to stay as it is, and that person would go through a personal catastrophe. Okay? But as far as, like I said, not just looking at the US, but looking at the world, we're not going into those big catastrophes anymore. Like I said, there will be certain areas of the planet that will be functioning as stages, where they will attempt to implement certain things. And on a worldwide level, they may shout from the rooftops through their MSM, saying that some of these big things are happening. But they end up not happening, because they start using a small stage where this is demonstrated by what they're trying to do. People now start gathering around it, expose it, realizing it's a bunch of BS, and then it gets imploded. Okay? Because that is exactly what's happened with COVID. It's exactly what's going to happen with their smart city plan that they're trying to do. It's exactly what's going to happen with their climate change. And it's definitely something that's going to happen with their hoax alien invasion. Okay? They are planning these things to be catastrophic, and you're right about that. There are certainly plans to make things catastrophic, but what you plan and what you do are two different things. Okay, guys, there's all kinds of horrendous plans that they've been trying to do, right? They've been trying to use CERN as a portal device to try and bring Earth into a lower dimension, like a hellish dimension, and they've never been able to succeed with that. Right? They've been trying to microchip people, microchip the entire population, and they've never been able to succeed with that. They've been trying to unleash all these viruses, all these plagues upon the planet, and they've never been able to succeed with that. They've been trying to vaccinate the entire population of the human race on this planet, and they have not succeeded in doing that. They have been trying to use scare tactics to try and create a third world war, to try and get the entire world involved with these war scarcities, to get the entire world involved, nation by nation, with a gigantic third world war. And they have not been able to do that. They are trying to produce all of these smart cities, and they're not going to be able to do that. They're going to try to continue to spin climate change, even though so many scientists are debunking it, saying it's a bunch of rubbish. And they're not going to be able to do that. They are going to try and bring forward a hoax alien invasion and try to blame it on aliens. But it will be looked at, it will be poked and prodded, and they will not be able to do that. Little staging grounds here and there, like prototypes, like blueprints. The world walks around it. Okay, do you guys remember, if you were tuning in yesterday, how I was talking about the garden analogy? How, again, volunteers are going into this garden, they're pulling out these hideous, disgusting roots, and they're just throwing them on the surface here, and everybody's looking, oh my God, that's disgusting, that's gross, oh, I don't want to look at it, that's horrible. Okay, that's exactly what's happening right now, guys. We're not in 2001 anymore. Okay, 2001 was a very different energetic back then that enabled 9/11 to happen. We're not in 2019 and 2020 anymore, where COVID was starting to brew. Okay, very different vibration between the times to when that was started to where we are right now here in 2023. The energetics are so incredibly different, and they are so incredibly accelerated. People are actually starting to get wiser about these things. And so what they have been trying to do to try to control the people is the very antidote that's helping people to wake up on a much more accelerated level. That's why I don't buy into all these catastrophic talk from all these people from all walks of life, really. So guys, bigger catastrophic natures are coming and blah, blah, blah. Yes, there will be staging grounds. There will be little areas where they will try to blueprint these ideas. But again, the entire world is watching, and that entire world, with all of those eyes upon that little stage, is going to completely break that plan apart. We are moving up, my friends. We are not moving down. Okay, that's just simply the momentum. Whether you see it or not doesn't really matter to me. Okay, because I certainly see it. We're moving up in a surge, and why that surge is happening is because we're becoming wiser. We're learning to discern. Right? It goes back to that old phrase, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me a third time, well, there's no way that fooling is going to happen again. Okay? Or shame on us, but really we're not going to have a shame on us, which is the idea that, nope, I'm not going to get fooled again. It's my little paraphrase of it. So again, this is not where we're going. We're not going into a catastrophic timeline. Okay, these things needed to happen on certain areas of the planet where certain areas have been affected, and those areas that have been affected, they are being debunked. And again, the entire world will dedicate its love and its compassion to helping to heal that wound upon that particular area of the planet. And we do it. We all do it, right? When some of us hurt, all of us hurt. When one of us hurts, many of us hurt. So again, we are always here to help together with the innocent who have been harmed, and we are also going to completely dismantle anything that we know smells phony, smells completely and totally ludicrous, and is nothing but a psyop agenda. They're not going to be able to get away with those things anymore, right? And when they happen, they're just a staging ground, so people can look as a means of disclosure, as a means of a data dump, to completely taking that plan apart, so that what comes out of it is something that we have learned from. So nope, we're not going to have that spread throughout the entire world. We're not going to have that spread nation to nation. It's going to be a very, very different ball game now. Okay, humanity is coming back into its power, and it's a wonderful thing to see. And that's where we're going. Okay, thank you, Listen, for your question. Okay, so we got healing requests here. We're going to be getting into healing requests here in about 5 minutes. We're going to take about one more question here, then we'll be going right into healing. Okay, I believe that's all for the donation questions. Crystal Princess, I do have your request there for healing, so I'll get to that here in just a few minutes. I'm just going to look and see if there's one more Q&A question, and then we'll go down into healing. Okay. Okay, there's a question here about the tall volcano. Now, I just need to look that up because I'm not familiar with it. It's myself here. Looking at the tall volcano. Okay. Okay, so this is the Taal volcano, or Taal volcano, is a lake in the Philippines. Okay, the Taal volcano is a large caldera filled by a tall lake in the Philippines, located in the province of Balangas, about 50 kilometers south. Tall volcano smog blankets nearby towns and drifts towards. Okay, so I just needed to look that up because I wasn't familiar with what was going on here. Okay, what I'd like to do before I bring Adronis in is I want to take on the tarot. Okay, and just work with the tarot first and get an idea of the tall volcano, if the tall volcano is going to spread, if it will wreak havoc in the area of the Philippines. Okay, so let's take a look at the tarot first. Okay. And if there's still a little bit more need for an answer, then I'll bring Adronis in for that. Okay. So let's take a look here. So will the tall volcano in the Philippines wreak havoc within the surrounding areas? Okay, we'll look at that as the question. Okay, so I feel like it will, of course, it's erupting. I feel like it's already active, and it is going to probably affect some of the local area. Okay, so some of the local area I feel may get damaged here. Will it be widespread? I don't think so. Okay, so this is something that kind of needs to play itself out, right? Erupting volcanoes is very much a part of these changes that need to take place, and it's just good for people to evacuate the surrounding area so that they are not harmed by the volcano. But again, we get the death card here, but the death card is not always what we think it is, right? This is all part of a transformation that takes place. It's something that represents a new cycle, a new beginning, okay? I do not feel it's going to be widespread in the form of damage, okay? Now, there's something that we ourselves can do about this when we look at the tall volcano. And if you guys want, I can lead you through a guided meditation right now to help keep that entire area of the volcano contained just to a small local area. Okay, is that something you guys want to do? I'll assume you're saying yes. Okay, so here's what we do. If you guys are not familiar with the tall volcano, just go onto Google right now and just get a picture of it. Okay, you can just type in tall volcano. That's Taal, tall volcano. Okay, just get a picture of it just so you're familiar with it. Okay, as we do that, just let yourself sit nice and straight. If you're seated, good. You're seated, I should say. Good. Keep your spine nice and straight. And all I want you to do right now is I want you to rub your hands together. Okay? And just creating an energy ball. Okay? What I want you to do right now is just take some deep breaths in, deep breaths out, and you're just guiding that breath directly inside the energy ball. Okay? So deep breath in. Exhale, putting that energy inside the energy ball. Okay, let's do that a second time. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, third and final time. Inhale. Exhale. Putting it into the energy ball. Okay. Now what I want you to do is I want you to set your intention. Okay, now that we have energized this ball, I want you to set an intention. Okay, that the volcano itself will start to heal. Okay, we can say heal the volcano. We can say bringing it back into an inactive state. Right, what we're really doing is we're just healing the volcano itself. Okay, don't worry about trying to focus on the surrounding land, because we just want to focus our energies now on the volcano. Right, let the volcano heal. Let it pass in peace. Okay, so I want you just to put that intention inside your energy ball. Okay, so just take a minute now just to focus on intention, bringing healing to the tall volcano, letting the eruption settle in peace. Okay, bringing healing to the tall volcano, letting the volcano settle itself in peace. Okay. And now I'm just going to create an energy ball that I'm holding directly in front of all of you right now. And once your intentions are done, just place your intention inside that chi ball, shrink it down a little bit if you want to, so it's about the size of a golf ball, and just putting it inside this chi ball that I'm holding right now. Go ahead and do this now. Okay, I can feel energy coming into this ball. Very good. And for those of you who are watching this on recording, you can do the exact same thing. Just put your intention inside this ball that you see right in front of you right now. Okay, same thing. Whether you're watching this live, whether you're watching this on recording, makes no difference. Everything is now. Okay, so put your intention inside this ball. All right, now we will go ahead and I will work with source vibration. Getting my pendulum ready here. Calling into the divine forces to shine and saturate this energy ball with the source center vibration. Filling it entirely, placing it into the ethers, placing it directly into the grid that will aid in the healing and the settling down of the TAAL, the tall volcano within the Philippines. Bringing it into rest, bringing it into settlement, letting it heal naturally, preventing any form of a massive loss of life throughout nature, throughout humanity, throughout the animal population, throughout all that is present throughout the Philippines. And sending it up. Apply. Okay, very good. So, what we're going to do right now is I'm going to do a second reading for you guys, just in regards to what we did, right? This is not something that I did. This is something that every single one of us who is watching this right now, who has participated along with this, have done together. Okay, so I'm going to do a second reading now, just to see how the tall volcano will be after this distance healing that we have done. Okay, let's take a look. All right, so what is the state of the tall volcano now that this distance healing has been done, and what will be the result of the tall volcano after we have performed this today? Okay, some very good news here, guys. Okay, we have enabled preparation to happen, right? We basically have been able to not really come into defensive, but we've kind of looked into these security, or basically these particular types of stabilization posts, I would say, helping the volcano itself to stabilize. Okay, to me this feels like more of a stability card, right? Action has been taken, and there's a stabilization that's taking place. Okay, in the hope or fear, this is a great hope. Okay, we're seeing the idea here of the Ten of Pentacles, so there's definitely some significant changes here. It is not going to lead to a widespread loss of life. Okay, that which felt like it was out of control and out of balance is now starting to move itself into balance. We're starting to balance something that was not well, something that was not in control. Okay, near future, again, representing synthesis, representing unity, representing temperance, coming back into the tall volcano. Do you see, my friends, how the power of intention can change things? Right? Do you see how that happens? This is the power that all of you have. Whether you're doing it with your fellow people, whether you're doing it with me, or whether you're just doing it on your own, your intention through that focus and through that power that you submit into that grid that I talk about, like what we did with the water, like what we did with the air, like what we did with the trees, and now like what we're doing with the volcano. Your intention matters. That's the power that you hold within yourself. This is why I encourage you. You spend more time in your center, you will realize more of the power that you hold. Okay? So, Celia, thank you very much for bringing that up. Okay? So it's always great that we come together as a community and we're helping out. Because like I said, guys, all I'm being is just being the vessel, the conveyor of this. You guys are putting the intentions in, and it's that essence that we carry inside that ball that goes into that grid, and we make the difference. Okay? Great job. All right, guys, let's go ahead and move. That's a good way to send off from the Q&A segment. Let's go ahead and move on into distance healing now. Okay? So let's go to the Crystal Princess. I had a request from her for a distance healing. So I'm going to do 3 people here for healing requests today, and then we're going to end with a distance healing session, or I should say group healing session. Okay? So Crystal Princess says, healing request for my boyfriend Ryan. He just found out he has a hole in his heart and was in the hospital for days because of it. Very high BP. Okay, very high BP. Heartbeat, I guess you mean. All right. So yes, I will go ahead and help Ryan out with his heart. And I think I'm just going to focus on that area for him today. So we'll help him out. If anybody else wants to send love and healing to him in the background, you guys are more than welcome to do that as well. I'm just untangling my knot here from the pendulum. Okay, and I will work on your boyfriend Ryan with the hole in his heart. Okay. So, Crystal Princess, if you also want to send him some love in the background, please feel free to do so. All right, so I'm just going to be connecting to Ryan's higher self, through his higher self, connecting to his physical body. All right. Pendulum has already told me that it is connected. All right. So let's go ahead and begin. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Okay, so Crystal, Ryan is going to be just fine. Okay, so just clearing a lot of old tendencies, just a lot of old problems that has been gathered around his heart for quite some time. Okay, a lot of it is just the thinning of tissue. Some of this again has happened physically. Some of it is also emotional and mental based. Okay, so just helping to clean out a lot of that debris around his heart. You can keep in touch with me if you're noticing some changes within himself, and if you want to share that with me, you can. Just go to newearthteachings.com and go to the contact page, Crystal Princess. You can always contact me if you're noticing some big changes within him. Okay? Thank you so much. All right. Okay, this one here is from Julie. Julie left me a donation. Thank you for that. So Julie says, hi, Brad and Adronis. I would like a whole body healing today. Thank you very much. Okay, good. So I will certainly do a whole body healing with you. So what this is basically a vitality booster. So we're just working with the source center vibration, just placing that directly into your entire body and letting the source vibration do its work. Okay, very simple. So Julie, just take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Okay, get yourself relaxed. Make sure your spine is nice and straight. And I will go ahead now and do some healing work on you. Here we go. Okay, Julie, deep breath in, deep breath out. Okay, source center vibration is covering every single cell of your body right now, working to clear out any tendencies physically, mentally, and emotionally, right? If there's anything that you want to contribute to the source center vibration, you can put that intention out and just say to it, source vibration, clear this out. If there's anything that comes into your mind, just give it to the presence of the source center vibration, okay? It's already within you. It's already residing with you. Just give it to your center. All right. Thank you for your request. Okay, we're going to do one more distance healing, and then we'll get into the group healing, and that will wrap up our broadcast for today. Okay. Let's see if we have one more here. Okay, this one here is from Marette Ragstead. Okay, Marette, I didn't see your donation here. I'm just going to double check and see if it did show up. If not, I'm going to do your request anyways, but I'm just going to look for your request here. And I did have another one here from Chantel. So Chantel, I'll get to you afterwards. So Chantel, you'll be the fourth person that I work with. Okay, so there's Nikki, and there's Chantel, and there's Marette. Okay, so let's... I'll work with the three of you. So, but yeah, Marette, I did not see your donation at all. Okay. So Marette, I'll start off with you, and then I'll start off with the other two donations. After that, guys, that'll be it. Okay. So anyways, with Marette here, Marette says, I have donated 15 Canadian. Can you help me? I hardly sleep, and I have a headache. Okay. So I'm just going to focus on brain healing for you, for this healing for you, okay? So Marette, if you're here with me now, just go ahead, take a deep breath in, deep breath out, keep your spine nice and straight, and I'll go ahead and work with the brain, and also probably work with your spine as well too. Okay, so here we go. Okay. That is all done. So thank you, Marete. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Keep in touch. If you're again feeling some shifts taking place, you can always feel free to share that with me. newearthteachings.com contact page. Okay, thank you very much. Let's go up now into Nikki, and then I'll get to Chantel. Okay, so Nikki has a question here. Hi, Brad. My Chihuahua puppy has a subluxed patella on her hind leg, left knee. She can barely hop around on it. We would be so grateful for healing for her. Okay, so we'll certainly do that for your little puppy. All right. So I don't think I got the puppy's name, so I'll just refer to her as Puppy. Okay. So again, anyone can send some healing to her as well, too, if you like. All right, so Nikki, I'm just going to tune into you, and then I'm going to tune into your Chihuahua. Okay. Locked on to her body. Just one moment, please. Okay. So Nikki, your Chihuahua should be just fine. Okay, so any subtle changes that you're noticing, feel free to contact me. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, let's go to Chantel. Chantel, final healing request for an individual. Okay, so Chantel says, may I request healing for my vision? Oh, okay. Now, before I get into that, what I would suggest, Chantel, is that you go to Etherics and you get two things, okay? Number one, because I'm going to do your healing as well too, but I'd like you to work with the Organite Source Necklace. Okay, that's number one. That's on Etherics. Number two, the Etherics Visor Sunglasses, or clear glasses, as you see here. As I talked about a while ago, I had really bad vision myself, right? My left eye was especially distorted. Like I said, I had to really kind of look really closely just to even look at the chat. There was just a lot of blurry vision that I had within that eye. After using these glasses for about between 8 to 10 weeks, and also working with the Organite necklace has also helped as well too. But particularly the glasses, after several weeks, you'll notice a very big difference. As soon as you put these glasses on, it doesn't really matter what color it is. I know you guys do that for aesthetic purposes, but as long as you put these glasses on, like I can feel them going to work right on my eyes right away. Okay, so usually about 8 to 10 weeks. That's how long it took me, anyways. And that's what really created a difference. Like I don't get that blurry vision anymore. I do not need these anymore. Okay, these have just been sitting here, kind of gathering dust for the past couple of weeks. So that's something I can recommend for you too, Chantal. Okay, get the Etherics Visor Sunglasses and get the Etherics Organite Source Necklace. Okay, and after several weeks, everybody can differ. It could be between 8 to 12 weeks for people. Just depends on you. Maybe quicker as well too. You'll notice a major difference in your eyesight. Okay. Anyways, let's go ahead and I will work on your vision. You didn't give me specifics about what your vision was going through, but that's okay. I'm just going to work on both of your eyes all together. Okay. So let me just get my pendulum and we'll begin. Then we'll end with a group healing session. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Okay, so Chantel, you may start to notice some differences in your eyes over the next little while. Okay, so again, if you're noticing these changes, feel free to contact me, newearthteachings.com contact page. Okay, thank you guys. So we're going to go now into final group healing. Okay, so what we're going to do for this group healing first and foremost is we're going to do the Shao Gong. Okay, and then we're going to do a variation of the release ball method and prana transmission technique combined. Okay, so I'll just take a moment to stand up and do that work. Get us into Shao Gong. Let's grab my camera here. There we go. I can see myself. Okay, so I recommend just everybody standing up. Okay, and what we're going to do with our feet, we're just putting them together, and then we're just going to create a V like this, and then step out. Okay, V stance, step out. Okay, V stance, step out. And this brings you approximately into a shoulder width stance. Okay, and now we're going to be doing Shao Gong. For those of you who have been on my channel quite regularly, you know what I'm talking about. For those of you who are new, if you're familiar with Qigong, you realize that there is a particular practice that's quite common with Qigong, which is referred to as Shao Gong, which is S-H-O-U and then Gong, which basically means collecting work. And that's really what we're doing here, just to start things off. So you can just watch me as I do one demonstration of it. Okay, just bringing the hands up, right up to the crown, slowly exhaling. As I'm exhaling, just bringing that down into the navel, keeping it there at the navel. 1, 2, 3, release. Okay, so we're going to do that 3 times together now. Inhale, exhale. 1, 2, 3, drop, inhale, exhale. 1, 2, 3, drop, inhale, exhale. 1, 2, 3, drop. Okay. This does a lot of beneficial work for you. Even though it is a very simple practice, it's helping just to clear away any stagnant, any segregated chi or prana from within your body. Basically gives you a type of clean slate, right? It's bringing all of that contaminated energy and it's depositing it directly into the lower dantian, into the area of the navel, which then enables processing and purging of that debris effectively out of the body. Okay, so this is exactly why I recommend doing Shao Gong quite a bit. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and do this kind of combination between the release ball method and the prana transmission technique. Okay, so what I want you to do right now is I want you just to give yourself a scan. Okay, so just scanning yourself from the top of your head, and I want you just to be aware of any physical problems, emotional problems, energetic problems, anything like that that you're noticing. Okay, if you're feeling upset about something, if you're feeling sad about something, you're feeling angry about something, fearful about something. Okay, just be aware of that, just as we do our body scan. And if you are feeling something emotional, I want you to feel exactly where you may feel it. Does it feel heavy in the chest? Does it feel heavy in the solar plexus? Does it feel heavy in the abdomen? Does it feel any heaviness in the extremities? Okay, just being aware of that. Now that we have done that scan, I want you just to create a chi ball. Okay, and I want you just to feel like you're taking one hand, just like you're holding the chi ball right here. Okay, and you're just letting that chi ball function as a type of vacuum. Okay, and you're vacuuming up any of that debris that you're detecting within yourself, physically, mentally, emotionally, energetically. Okay, you're just vacuuming it up inside the ball. Okay, it may also help to see those discrepancy areas in your body as kind of like dark red light. Okay, and you can just feel that enveloping directly into the chi ball. And now we're just holding that chi ball here. This is kind of taking the release ball method portion of it. And now we're just going to put that chi ball, we're just going to shrink it down a little bit just so it fits throughout the entire perimeter of your palm. Okay? So you're just seeing this ball hovering, fitting the entire perimeter of your palm. Okay? And all we're going to do right now is we're just going to do some Om chanting. So what is the power of the Om? The Om is the source center of vibration. Okay? And what you're doing as you're Om chanting, you're aiming directly for the center of the palm. And that is going right into the center of the ball. And just watch what happens as we do some Om chanting. Okay, we're going to do 3 Om chants, then we're going to check in. So deep breath in. Chanting out loud with me. Om. Second time, inhale. Om. Third time, inhale. Okay, checking in now. Is that chi ball still in your palm? Some of you may notice that that chi ball is now completely gone, and everything within it is now completely gone. Some of you may notice that it is now completely reduced in size. Okay, so we're just going to do one final round with 3 more Om chants. If you need to do it again, just do another 3 Om chants until that ball is completely gone from your central palm here on the right hand. Okay, so deep breath in. Om. Second time, inhale. Om. Last time, inhale. Okay, checking in. Is that ball still there in the center of your palm? If it's completely gone, congratulations. Brad, where did it go? It's been absorbed into the Om. Okay, like I said, the Om represents the vibration of the source center vibration. So when you're basically Om chanting into there, you're absorbing that ball back into the ether. Okay, it's a discharge that's taking place. You are discharging that like a bolt of lightning, dielectric discharge right back into the ether. It's exactly what's happening here when you're Om chanting directly into your palm. Okay, very powerful and very simple. Okay, guys, this is what you should be doing much more commonly than trying to look for external aids, right? Things that you need to take, prescription drugs or what have you. Just do this. This is going to heal you up in no time. Okay, so that's what I recommend you guys continue to work with. So guys, that will go ahead and conclude our broadcast today. Thank you, the Sarunas, for your donation as well too. I appreciate that. And I'll be back next Thursday for another episode of The Signposts, and next Friday for another episode of New Earth TV Live. There may also be some videos coming here as well too between now and the next week. All right. So again, just a reminder for everybody, go ahead and check out Etherics. Like I said, we got the promo code here, fall25 off. It is good until end of day tomorrow for the in-house products. Okay, and PLD 30 here for the print-on-demand products. That is good until end of day September 30th. Check it out here on etherics.co. Just put it in your shopping cart before you check out. Put both of them in there. They are both compatible with each other. All right. Thank you, guys. Blessings to you all. Thank you for joining me today. Om Shanti, 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 Namaskar, and may it be well with you. Everything is progressing exactly as it needs to. Everything is changing exactly as it needs to. Honor that change and honor yourself, because you are the only one in your reality who can change you. Be well. Take care. Bye for now. Thank you so much for tuning in to New Earth Teachings on YouTube. Don't forget to check out our websites, newearthteachings.com, where you can do private sessions with me, and also etherics.co. And through Etherics, you'll be able to pick up your Healing Code Cards body deck, your mind deck, and your energy deck through Etherics. You will also be able to pick up the Etherbed kit. That is also on Etherics as well. Not to mention that you'll also be able to pick up some apparel and accessories that is also available on Etherics. Thank you so much for tuning into this video, and I look forward to speaking to you in the next one. Om Shanti, 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 Namaskar, and may it be well with you.